Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to do a video for you guys, and it's going to be a Martin Ødegaard fact file, all about this new player that we have signed on loan for Real Madrid. As you would have seen in the last couple of games, he came on as a sub in the second half, especially against the game against Villa. He had a great chance at the end. I'm just going to give a rundown of that. Firstly, I'm just going to start and talk about our recent run of results, which of course is far from acceptable. Last 3 games, 9 points up for grabs. We got 1 point. We claimed that at home to United, but we should have got all 3. Our last 2 matches we have lost. We recently got dumped out of the FA Cup. The way into the Europa League as winners of the Cup is now closed, and I really can't see us finishing top 5. Around the corner we have Leeds United and Manchester City. They're our next 2 Premier League games. We really need to win the Leeds game, as we needed to win the last 3, and we didn't. Now we need to do it against Leeds, because really the game against City, they've just come off the back of beating Liverpool 4-1 very comprehensively. There was only 1 team in it. We're not going to beat them, so we need to get the 3 points against Leeds. I'm just being realistic here, guys. I'm not being negative. I'm a very positive person, but we're not going to beat City. Not a chance, not a prayer against their team, especially when you consider our lack of goals. Enough about that. That's for another day. I'm going to get straight into the Martin Ødegaard fact file. He was born in December 1998. He plays for the Norwegian national side. He's an attacking midfielder, and of course, as you know, we have him on loan for Real Madrid until the end of the season. He made his debut for Strømsgodset in Norway in April 2014. He was the youngest player to play in their top division. And he became the youngest goal scorer in May of that year. So he's the youngest player to play in the top Norwegian division and the youngest goal scorer. A guy obviously with a lot of pedigree, a guy with a lot of ability. He was signed by Real Madrid in January 2015, and he was registered for their reserve team, Real Madrid Castilla. But he trained mainly with the first team in this time. On the 23rd of May 2015, he became the youngest player ever to represent Real Madrid in La Liga. In January 2017, he was loaned out to SC Heerenveen in Holland for 18 months, then on to Vitesse in Holland also, and then to Real Sociedad back in Spain. For a season each club for a season. Ødegaard made his international debut against the United Arab Emirates on the 27th of August 2014 for Norway. He became the youngest player ever to play for the Norwegian national side at 15 years of age, 253 days. On 13th of October 2014, he became the youngest player to feature in a qualifying match for the UEFA European Championship. So he's been breaking records all the way through. If he gets a run in our team, we can expect great things from him. Let's just focus really on his, there's a lot of information here. I'm just going to cut straight to his career at Real Madrid. 21st of January 2015, Real signed Ødegaard from Strømsgodset. The fee, reported by the Spanish media, was €3 million. According to Norwegian media though, it was closer to 4 million actually, and could rise to 8 to 8.5 million depending on certain conditions. In a press conference after the signing, Real said they announced that Ødegaard would train with both the club's first team and second team, which is Real Madrid Castilla. Obviously at that such a young age you want to build a guy up a bit. His official debut came for Castilla on the 8th of February, and 8th of February 2015 was his official debut for the Real reserve team. Then he was named in the first team's Champions League squad. He was given number 21. In April, Ødegaard was dropped from Castilla a run of 4 defeats in a row. Basically, the reason for that was because he was kind of training with the first team and with the reserves, and staff found that too difficult to balance the time. He also had language problems. He could not speak much Spanish, so there was a language barrier there. The first team coach at the time was Carlo Ancelotti at Real Madrid, and he asked the fans to please be patient. It leaves Ødegaard time to settle. He needed time to settle in a new country. On the 29th of April of that year, he was included in Real Madrid's matchday squad for the first time in a La Liga fixture at home to Almeria. Ancelotti was missing at that time great players like Gareth Bale, Luka Modric, and of course the one, the only Karim Benzema. But he did not call on Ødegaard, unfortunately. The team won 3-0 anyway. Basically, that was it. He made his debut for Real Madrid in the final game of the season on the 23rd of May 2015. He came on as a sub for the one, the only Cristiano Ronaldo, and they won that game 7-3 against Getafe. He became the youngest player in the history of the club at 16 years, 157 days. That is young, guys. Think about that now. Playing Real Madrid senior, 16 years of age. He went back to the reserve team and he played regularly for them for the 2015-16 season for Castilla. Let's just talk about the loan period. Yeah, like I said, he was at Heerenveen in the Dutch Premier Division, and then he went to Real Sociedad, back to Spain to Real Sociedad, and then he went back to Real. Let's talk about his loan to Arsenal. It was actually on the 27th of January, guys, 2021, he came to the club. The loan dean, like I said, till the end of the season, no option to buy the player. He made his debut actually against Man United in the 0-0 draw at the Emirates last month. So, yeah, coming on with 7 minutes to go for a meal split roll, didn't have much chance to make an impact there. Let's talk a little about the guy's international career. For all you Arsenal fans, I want to know a little bit about him, his international career. Of course, he plays for Norway. He started off in the under-15 team against Sweden in 2013. They won both those games, 2-1 and 2-0. Then he went to the under-16 team. He went to Scotland with the team for a tournament there. Then he went to the United States, France, and Turkey, for another football tournament. He played a full 90 minutes in all matches. Unfortunately, in those 3 games, 1 win, 2 losses. That's the way it goes sometimes. Then he moved up to the under-17 team, then the under-21s. Then in 2015, they got qualification, the under-21 Norwegian team got qualification for the 2015 European Championship. He played a full match against Portugal as a forward, but was unable to prevent the opponents from winning 2-1 despite being named man of the match. Yeah, that's football. Senior team. In August 2014, he made his debut as a senior international, like I said, against United Arab Emirates in Norway. It was a goalless draw. He played the entire game. Youngest player ever to play at senior level for Norway. Then he was called into the European Euro 2016 qualifying games against Malta and Bulgaria. Then he made his competitive debut. At 15 years and 300 days, he became the youngest player to ever play in a European Championship game. He's been breaking records like that all the way through. That's crazy. I mean, that is madness when you consider the age of the guy. Youngest player ever to play in the European Championship qualifier. 15 years of age. In March 2015, he became the youngest player ever to start the European Championship at the age of 16 years and 100 days, but they lost 5-1 to Croatia. On the 8th of June, he was named man of the match in Norway's 0-0 friendly with Sweden. And then they had to get into the playoff against Hungary They got into the playoff against Hungary for the Euros, and of course they lost, unfortunately. Let's talk a little bit about his style of play. His father actually taught him, actually coached him, and he taught him to actually keep the ball close to his feet to maximise control. An article in the Liverpool Echo describes Ødegaard as an attack-minded midfielder, very much in the modern mode. So he's a very modern full forward, attacking midfielder. He's a small guy, quick-footed, natural balance, a lot of pace, and perhaps people underestimate it, he's got excellent shooting power. He can really hit them. He's been likened to David Silva and Lionel Messi. That's a lot of praise. There was a lot of attention and speculation to bring him out of Norway in 2014, and the manager at the time of Strømgodset, he said it would be better if the player was given that extra year to develop with a second season in Norway. His father has described him. He says it's the pace of his game that makes the difference in adjusting to different levels. We're used to so many hours in working with his first and second touch to take off the pressure. We've worked a lot on bringing the ball closely to his feet so he can change direction quickly. So even if he's physically weaker than the others, he doesn't get caught because he's able to get away. After Ødegaard signed for Real Madrid, Norwegian former footballer scout Tor Carlsen praised his mentality, stating he'd overcome every challenge in front of him. That's a good thing, Arsenal fans. We need a guy like that. Even though he's just on loan until the end of the season, a mentally strong player that rose up and removed all challenges and all obstacles in his path. That's the kind of guy we need. Compare him now to Willian. I mean, enough said. I'm not a fan of his, obviously. Xhaka and Nani, not players. Yeah, his personal life. Not much to say about him there really. But like I said, guys, a great signing for us, and he can really help us push on to the end of the season. I honestly think the top 5 spot is now out of our reach because of the very bad run we've been on recently. I don't think we're capable of getting that. But let's see what happens. Let's start that with a win against Leeds at the weekend on the Saturday, and see how we fared against City. Even if we got a point out of that game, I would consider that a real plus, because they're not like United. They're much better than that. United we could have beaten. City, that's a real hard game. They're banging form. They just hammered Liverpool 4-1. Say no more about it. I hope you enjoyed watching that, guys. A little bit of information about our new signing, Martin Ødegaard. Take it easy, all the best, stay safe, and see you next time. Come on, you Gooners.